Clutch Sports Talk. Let's go. Good morning to you all, man. Hey, you know what it is. Happy Sunday morning. And not only is it a happy Sunday morning, it's a Sunday morning with NFL action today, man. Week 1 is upon us. I'm so excited. This is one of the best times of year. You got football. Football is here until at least February, late into February, man. We got NFL action every Sunday, also college, but we are here for NFL Sunday morning. Clutch Sports Talk NFL Sunday morning with me, Ryan Flowers. I am back again, bringing you guys all the up-to-date action, news and updates, and also giving you guys some tips, some betting odds, things of that nature. But we got lots to get into today. So like I said before, I'm going to talk about a couple things. I want to recap the Cowboys Tampa Bay game from Thursday night. Couple headlines and stories going into week 1 and into the season as well. And then I'm going to be breaking down each and every game, giving you guys some things to think about. And I'm going to give you guys my clutch top picks of the week. And this year I'm going to keep track of it because last year I didn't do a good job of keeping track of it. So I want to see how I did this, how I'm doing this year, if I know what I'm talking about. So without further ado, man, let's get into it. All right, so welcome back in, man. This is Clutch Sports Talk NFL Sunday morning with me, Ryan Flowers. We got lots to get into today, but I do want to break down or recap the game between the Cowboys and Tampa Bay Buccaneers this past Thursday night. Tampa Bay ended up taking the win, I believe, 31-29, if I'm not mistaken. Dak threw for over 400 yards. Tom Brady was up there as well, too, and Tampa Bay pulled out the win. I mean, here's the thing. Tampa Bay did not deserve to win. Okay, I'm not saying that because I'm a Cowboys fan. The Cowboys did not deserve to win either because, look, they didn't execute in crucial situations. If you force 4 turnovers, and actually really 3 because one of them was just a Hail Mary at the end of the first half by Tom Brady into the end zone. But realistically, you control time of possession. You forced so many turnovers, and you were in the red zone a lot more, and you were not able to punch it in. And obviously the field goal kicker, Greg Zuerlein, he just kind of messed everything up as well too. So Tampa Bay just got, I wouldn't say they got lucky, but they the ball kind of rolled in their favor. Now, a lot of people on radio, social media, things of that nature, they're like, well, Cowboy fans are pathetic for the most part because we're walking away with this feeling like, okay, you know what? Yeah, we lost, but it was a good loss. In no realm, right, is a loss a good loss. And I understand that. But here's my point. What I'm trying to get to is that considering the fact that the Cowboys were I think plus 9.5. Everyone thought they were just going to get destroyed. Tampa Bay was going to roll out. They're unveiling their banner. It's at home. It's the first week. Fans are in the stands. And the fact of the matter is that the Cowboys really were winning that game. The defense needs some work still. Still, the pass rush is not nearly what it needs to be. I will say that. And they still can't really stop the run comfortably. I was watching that game and I just was like, well, they really can't stop the run still. And teams are going to be able to probably exploit that. They're going to have to correct that. But for whatever reason, they forced the turnovers. They still weren't in the game. The offense needs to be a little bit more balanced. Obviously, Dak shouldn't be throwing 58 times a game, but that was working. A lot of people were saying, well, Zeke needs to get involved. Well, it wasn't that type of game for Zeke. That's the number 1 rush defense from last season. And they, like I said, the whole talk is that they've returned all 22 starters. So guess what? Running against them is going to be tough sledding. Not saying that you shouldn't run, but if people were expecting Zeke to go off, it just wasn't going to happen because that defense is good, at least up front like that, stopping the run. And overall, Tampa Bay, they got a little exposed. Their secondary does look a little weaker than probably what we thought. So there's going to be some things we're going to have to watch out for both teams moving forward. It was still an excellent game, very fun to watch from a fan's perspective. It came down to the wire, which a lot of people did not expect. But I will say the Cowboys, the big thing for me was Dak Prescott, and I just recently made a video. You can check out my YouTube right now or later on. Is that Dak really showed people that the ankle's fine. The shoulder's fine, and he's ready to go. And I think he's ready to lead this team into the next echelon of teams here in the National Football League. So, but as far as Tampa Bay is concerned, Tom Brady still looks great, 44 years old, and he is still out there doing his thing. Now, we're going to see here now that he's 44, will he start to drop off towards the end of the season? It's a longer season now. They added an extra game. So, we're gonna have to wait and see. And is Bruce Arians that great of a coach, or is Tom Brady the difference maker? And my guess is that Tom Brady is just the difference maker. So Tampa Bay still is going to be a very formidable team, and I would expect the Cowboys to be up there at some point. The Cowboys showed me a lot. They did show me a lot. Amari Cooper, for once, he actually had a good game on the road. That's something you cannot say for him in quite some time. So he showed up. But again, that pass rush for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is ridiculous. Dak had like 22 pressures. He was only sacked once. They got the ball out quick, but he saw a lot of pressure Thursday night, whereas Tom Brady didn't see really any pressure. And I think that's the difference too. When you're talking about championship winning teams, you got to be able to pressure the quarterback. The Cowboys really didn't. And Tom Brady was, this game is so crazy that if the Cowboys had just executed in the red zone, the Cowboys could at least won by 10, 12 points. Realistically, if you go back and watch the game, which I did, and I just was sitting there like, wow, that should have been a touchdown. That should have been a touchdown. And they didn't get it done. So they took the L. It's a moral victory, but really, who's really into that? Honestly, it's about wins. When you look in the NFL standings, it's not wins, losses, ties, and moral victories or moral losses or whatever. You got to win in this league, and they didn't. They didn't get the job done. Not San Diego. They got the LA Chargers next week in LA, which I think they should be able to handle them. But I'll break that down next week as the weeks continue. So, some other storylines. I kind of touched base on it with Tampa Bay. Are they going to go 20-0? I doubt it. When I say 20-0, like the regular season and the playoffs, I just really doubt. Look, they almost lost to the Cowboys, who is a team that no one thinks that is going to do anything, right? So the NFL is tough. I can see that more in college, but in the NFL, every week Tampa Bay is going to get everyone's best. It's going to be every week someone plays Tampa Bay, it's going to be their Super Bowl. Are they good? Yes. Do they have some weaknesses? Yes, but they're still good enough. But I don't see them going 20-0. If they do, great. They'll be the greatest team in football history. Better than those 75 Dolphins, I believe. It was 75 Dolphins or 72 Dolphins? I forgot what year it was, but they went undefeated and won the Super Bowl. But 20-0, that's a tall order. And I just don't think Tom Brady and the rest of these guys. I'm not Tom Brady. I think he's willing to. He's up for it. But the rest of the team, I don't know. So, also today we got some new quarterbacks and some on some new teams. Like later on today, we're going to see Sam Darnold playing his former team, the New York Jets. That's going to be interesting to see. Matthew Stafford tonight will make his debut for the LA Rams against the Chicago Bears. So that's going to be interesting as well. Jared Goff, who was shipped off to Detroit for Matthew Stafford. A lot of people think the Lions may have a chance. I don't know. I don't think so, but so many things to talk about. But before, but let's just get straight into it, right? So first game on the docket. So this is a 1 p.m. Eastern start. This game is in Tennessee at Nissan Stadium. We got the Arizona Cardinals traveling to Tennessee to take on the Tennessee Titans. So right now, some of these odds may be different than what you're probably seeing, because trust me, these odds change up to the minute. But I get my odds from oddshark.com. But here we go. So obviously we can see the Titans are favorite, as they should be. They're -3 right now, -165, and the game total is 53.5. Here's the thing. I like the Titans. I do like the Titans. This is not one of my picks. I'm just telling you, this is what I'm giving you as far as information is concerned. The Cardinals really historically West Coast teams. I know they're not on the coast, but Western Hemisphere teams of the North America, when they travel east, man, it's an early start for them technically, because this game is 10 o'clock their time in terms to their body. Their body is thinking it's 10 o'clock, not 1 p.m. That does pose a challenge for the most part. Now the Cardinals they added JJ Watt. They added AJ Green. Are those guys out of their prime? Obviously they are. They're on the tail end of their careers. But them traveling to the East Coast, is always a problem. It just always is somehow. And the Cardinals, to me, this is a big year for them. I don't see them winning this game. But these are some of the reasons why I think the Titans are good. Now their pass rush isn't great. But they still have a little bit more capable guys on offense. Kyler Murray's going to have to do a lot of work with DeAndre Hopkins. But I like the Titans running game, and I can see this game being, under 53 just because I feel like Derrick Henry's probably going to control the tempo, and that's what they're going to get. That's what's going to happen. But a big year for the Cardinals. I mean, they're in the best division in football, but they need to start showing us now, and us the fans, that they're a legitimate team. Kyler Murray is a star. I will give him that. Cliff Kingsbury, I'm not sold on him quite so yet. I got to see them start winning road games, and this is a good start. This is a good measuring tool for them. You know, the Titans are a solid team. They're a playoff team, and you know, this is you're going on the road, first game of the week. This is what you got to do in order to start proving some, you know, turning some heads and saying, you know what, maybe you guys are legitimate. And as far as the Titans are concerned, you know, they really didn't address their defensive issues. I still think they can't get after the quarterback. So this is going to be interesting as far as their defense is concerned, because Kyler Murray can stress out your defense. Why? Because he can run. He can run and throw. And the last time we saw the Titans, who did they lose to? Lamar Jackson, who is a running quarterback. Not to say that Kyler Murray is a running quarterback. He's a quarterback that can run. So, and that does pose some challenges for your defense. So, you know, there's the line right there. This game is at 1:00 in Tennessee. So these are one of the first games of the day. All right, moving right along. This one's interesting. And this one is part of my clutch picks of the week. I won't give that out right now, but hey, you got the Jaguars, rookie head coach in Urban Meyer, rookie quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. They are going on the road to NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. 1:00 start again. You can see the Texans. The Texans are not even favorite at home, which is interesting. Which is interesting to me. But hey, the odds makers must see something. I don't know. The Jaguars coming into a new year. They traded off Gardner Minshew. They're going with Trevor Lawrence. Urban Meyer's there. You tried the whole Tim Tebow thing. Didn't really work out. Literally in in 4 or 5 plays, we can tell that Tim Tebow was not an NFL tight end. The Texans, Deshaun Watson is not playing. He's out. Tyrod Taylor gets the nod. Their backup quarterback, I believe, is their rookie quarterback, Davis Mills out of Stanford. So Tyrod Taylor is going to get the start. Here's what I think about this game. The Jaguars definitely, I think, have more of the offensive talent. Now, even though Travis Etienne, they're one of their first round picks that they drafted, he's out for the season. Trevor Lawrence still has some guys that he can throw to out there. Marvin Jones, Laviska Shenault. There's some other guys out there that he can probably get the ball to. Their defense is pretty good. As far as the Texans are concerned, Tyrod Taylor is a game manager type of quarterback. Steady. I don't know if he'll go out and win you a game, but he probably won't lose you a game doing things like that. But so this is an interesting game, though. It is. I know, and people are like, interesting. It's like these are bottom dweller teams. Yes, but it's a divisional game. And it can go either way. But like I said, I'll give you guys my pick in this game later on in the show, which will be in a couple minutes or so. So sit tight, and you'll be maybe you might be surprised. I don't know. All right, next game on the line. This one's also an interesting game. The Atlanta Falcons are at home taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Falcons are favorite. And I messed up the point spread on this. I believe this one was -3 and +3 for the Eagles. So, yeah, messed up. I was working on the slate last night, so excuse me. But yeah, this one's interesting. This is going to come down to who can stop who at the end of the day. We all know the Falcons are going to have a potent offense. And you're like, well, they lost Julio Jones. Well, let's just be real. Julio Jones hadn't played a lot for them. He's been injured a lot. They did draft Kyle Pitts, one of these tight ends that we all think is going to be the next great tight end, in that class with the Kelseys, the Kittles, the Wallers, et cetera, Mark Andrews. So they're gonna move the ball. Matt Ryan is still a very dependable quarterback in the National Football League. Now he's long in the tooth, but he's probably got a year or two. They need to start probably making some plans to replace him at some point, because he's older now. So I definitely believe in their offense. Now their defense, they got a new head coach now. Is he going to correct that? Now Philly, on the other hand, who are they going to go to? Jalen Hurts gets the start. He gets the start. He beat out Joe Flacco, right? And Gardner Minshew came at the end, so he didn't have an opportunity to compete. But I will say this: I think he's going to be on a short leash. That's why they traded for Gardner Minshew. I don't think that they believe in God, I forgot his name, and I just said it. Joe Flacco. And why should they? He's Joe Flacco. He hadn't been great since the Super Bowl. But who is he throwing to? They really don't have any offensive talent. Jalen Rigger, the guy that they drafted last year, he was hurt mostly of the year. They did draft Devontae Smith, the Heisman winner. He was out a little bit during training camp. But will he be enough? Will he be enough? I mean, they still have Zach Ertz. He's still out there. I don't like the Eagles in this game. But if I had to do something with it, I would probably say the Falcons, man. The Falcons probably will pull this one out. It's going to be a game where, because I don't think the defenses are going to be that great. But this is one of the ones you want to watch out for late in the third or fourth quarter. You're going to start to see some of the intensity kick up because it's going to be close. So check that one out as well. All right. Steelers Bills. This one is in Orchard Park at Highmark Stadium in Buffalo, New York. The Bills are probably, a Super Bowl contender, right? A lot of people like the Bills. They love Josh Allen. They probably think he's going to be in contention for the MVP. They're at home, which they need a new stadium. But in the Steelers coming off of a pretty dismal year. Ben Roethlisberger did not look great. The last time we saw them, they just got demolished by the Cleveland Browns. Reports out of Pittsburgh is that Ben Roethlisberger was training. He was ready to go, yada, yada, yada. Okay, great. Juju Smith-Schuster still doing a TikTok thing. James Conner I believe is in Arizona now, so he's gone. They did draft Najee Bell. Chase Claypool, I think he's their number one, not Juju. Juju needs to stop doing TikToks and crate challenges, and maybe we might take him seriously. But I respect Mike Tomlin. I think the Steelers will have a decent season. I hope that they, get back to the playoffs, but I like Mike Tomlin. But in this game, the Buffalo Bills, to me, they're just outclassing the Pittsburgh Steelers. TJ Watt will be back in the lineup. He just signed that 4-year, $110 million deal, $80 million guaranteed. So he'll be on the other end, getting after Josh Allen. But to me, this is a big year for Josh Allen as well, too. I think a lot of people have been swinging from him, from what. I'm not hating on him. I think he's a great talent. I think, and not only is he a great talent, he has made strides every year. He's gotten better every year. But now it's time to put up or shut up, especially in the playoffs. That's when your legacy is created, not in the regular season. It's in the playoffs. And so they're going to get there again. There's no doubt in my mind, unless, something, drastic happens. But this game to me is a pretty no-brainer. I like the Bills really in this game. This just because they're just a better football team right now overall. And they're ready to go, and they're at home. So, and they're going to be in front of their fans again. So we're good to go there. So, all right. Vikings Bengals, this game taking place in the Natty, Paul Brown Stadium at 1 p.m., 10 p.m., 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time start. The Vikings, interesting for them. I like them in the game just because they have more offense. They have more offense. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook. Now their defense, I don't know. I don't know if they can get after the quarterback like they used to. The Bengals, obviously, we got Joe Burrow. His first game coming off of the injury. They drafted the kid out of Jamar Chase out of LSU. He's been dropping stuff. He couldn't even catch COVID right now if he wanted to. So that's a problem right there. This is a funny game too, because I can see the Bengals maybe getting up for this game. Because look, Kirk Cousins is not a great quarterback. He's all right. Now, the good thing for the Vikings is that this is not a spotlight game, because we all know Kirk Cousins does not play well in big time games. This is one of those games that you're just you're flipping to when your team or the game that you really want to watch is on commercial. I'm just going to be honest with you, unless you're a fan of these teams. So the Vikings are favored, as they should be. I think they have the better offense at this point, and I think that's the only reason why. But this game could go over. As far as the points total, so that's just a little tidbit that you maybe want to look into there and do some further research if you're betting on this game here shortly. Is this game might go over? This might, because Joe Burrow can throw, he can push the ball down the field. So we already know the Vikings can do that as well. So this one can easily go over 47. But keep checking that stat up until game time. All right, 49ers Lions. Now there are a pocket of people, a group of people that feel that the Lions can win this game. Yeah, that's why I paused. Yeah, because there's no way in hell I don't think the Niners are gonna lose this game. Now they do got a quarterback controversy. Okay, I get that with with Garoppolo and the kid that they drafted from North Dakota State, Lance, Trey Lance. Look, it don't matter who's in there. The Detroit Lions are not winning this football game. The Niners are a better coach team, offensively and defensively. Now they did lose their defensive coordinator, which a lot of times we talk about player personnel changes. Coaching changes also make a difference too. But I think the Niners are a well ran organization, and stuff like that doesn't phase them. Now, will they drop off? Perhaps. But look, you're getting Nick Bosa back. Greg Kittle. All these guys are healthy. Garoppolo, he just doesn't have to do a lot. If he doesn't do a lot and just plays within the system, they'll be fine. So, I don't like the Lions. Excuse me there. Um, you know, don't like the head coach. Not a big fan of his antics, especially at press conferences. Him and Nick Sirianni, to me, they worry me, they concern me. And I talked about this on my show, I think this week, just about them, this how they talk. It's just it scares me. So Lions are definitely underdogs in this game. Plus 9.5. I can see that. I can see that. I mean, you know, really, the Lions have no business. But you know what? To backtrack a little bit, it is the first week, but I just think if the Niners do not cover this spread, I would be disappointed. Just because the Lions, to me, are just not a great football team. And then Jared Goff is there. He's a mobile. He's not a mobile quarterback. If Nick Bosa can get back to his Pro Bowl ways, which I think he will, this game should really be over in the first half or so. So sorry, Lions fans. Seahawks, Colts. This one is one of my other clutch picks of the week, which I'll talk about that here soon. Seattle's traveling on the road to Lucas Oil. Quentin Nelson is going to be back in the lineup for the Indianapolis Colts on the offensive line, which is good. I don't know about Carson Wentz. I haven't read anything. I haven't heard anything, so I don't know if he's starting. And if he is, I don't really. To me, it don't make a difference. I don't really like Carson Wentz as a player. I think he's a little bit overrated now, but we'll have to wait and see. The Colts are a good team, but they're battling some injuries too. T.Y. Hilton, one of their best receivers, he's out. He's going to be out for quite some time, I think. And Quinn Nelson is coming back into the lineup. We're going to see how that's going to affect their offensive line. Will he be able to get it going against the Seattle team, who, for all intents and purposes, they start really well every year. Traditionally, historically, their team starts really hot in the beginning, and then they fizzle out towards the end. It seems like every year we're talking about Russell Wilson as one of the MVP candidates in the beginning of the first 5-6 weeks of the season, and then the back end, it's like, damn, what happened to them? So I like, and there, Seattle's a good road team. They got some road warriors, guys that don't care. Their defense is always going to be stout. They're always going to be in contention. So, and then the Colts, like I said, Carson Wentz can probably come out and do something. He has the talent, but can he stay healthy? The Colts have one of the best offensive lines in all of football, and their coach is really good too. So, this is going to be a good game, interesting game to watch. So, especially, as we go throughout the day. All right. LA Chargers traveling to FedEx Field to take on the Washington football team. This one is the closest. You can see in the spreads there, -1.5. We got the Washington football team, favorite in this game, as they should. I mean, look, Ryan Fitzpatrick is the quarterback, but your defense is elite. That pass rush is elite. And Justin Herbert, I don't think he's seen a pass rush like this yet. Not to say that he's not good. I think Justin Herbert's great. But I don't think he's seen anything like this before. And the Washington football team, they're not going to wow you offensively, but I think they do a decent job. Ryan Fitzpatrick is not he's not the answer there. He's a gap. He's a what you call it? A bridge gap, a filler. But I think the defense for them is so good that they really help out their offense by giving them short fields, because they're stopping teams on the other side of the 50-yard line. The way they get after the quarterback, Justin Herbert's going to be, he better be locked in, because guys like Chase Young, they look, the Washington football team have invested in their defensive line. I think they got like 5 or 6 number one first round picks on the defensive line. So that lets you know right there, like, that they're coming after you. So this one should be fun too. This could be a back and forth game, I would say, but I would definitely probably lean to Washington. I don't know. I like the Chargers too, but I don't know. But this is also one of my other picks, which I'll give out to you guys here in just a minute. All right, Jets and Panthers. This one's interesting and exciting because why? Like I talked about at the top of the show, Sam Darnold playing his former team, who pretty much gave up on him, and Zach Wilson gets to start for the New York Football Jets. This one's going to be fun. And again, I messed up on the graphic, so my bad, guys. I expect better out of me. Just late last night working on this, but no excuses. I got to pull it together next week, and I will. But anyway, look, the Panthers, Jets. This one is going to be fun just because of the whole storylines. I think the Jets probably should have held on to Sam Darnold. At least if you want to still draft Zach Wilson, but maybe they didn't want to have the controversy. I don't know. I still like Sam Darnold as a player. I don't think the Jets ever really surrounded him with much talent, and that was an old regime. The Adam Gase regime. He just did not do anything to help Sam Darnold. And I think he got the short end of the stick. But now he's in a team in Carolina that actually has some weapons. DJ Moore, you got Christian McCaffrey, Robbie Anderson, guys that they can go down the field with. Now their defense is still a work in progress. So, but again, he has a lot to prove today, going against his former team. Now it's not the same regime that he's playing against, but at least the ownership is the same. Because ownership, they can say yes or no in regards to the deals that they make, and they decided to move off from him. So, because Greg Sala probably wanted to bring in his own guy. So I guess he does have a lot to prove to this new regime that, hey, you guys could have had me, but you didn't. So then the Jets, Carl Lawson, they lose him. They did pick up, I forgot not Shaq Barrett. I forgot who they picked up in a trade from the Houston Texans to help bolster the pass rush, but Carl Lawson will be missed. So, but this is going to be a fun game, I would say. Who would think Jets and Panthers fun game? I don't know, but I just like the storylines behind this one. All right, this one's probably the game of the day. If not, yeah, it is the game of the day. This is a rematch of last year's AFC divisional round game. The Cleveland Browns head back to Arrowhead Stadium to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. This one is going to be exciting. Now, this game is one of my other picks. This is my last pick, but it's really in the total. So, but here's my analysis on this game. Man, my allergies are killing me today. The Browns come in, with high expectations going to this season, as they should. I think they did a good job last year. Kevin Stefanski came in, righted that ship, because the Cleveland Browns were just a sinking ship going nowhere fast. Arguably, on paper, they have one of the best and talented rosters in the NFL. Period. Right? Their running game is superior with Nick Chubb, Lamar Hunt. There's Lamar Hunt. I forgot the guys. Kareem Hunt. OBJ is back in the lineup today. Juice Landry's back in there. Offensive line is really good too. Their defense is really good. We know they can get after it. Myles Garrett is gonna get after it. He's one of those guys. Jadeveon Clowney still has some gas left in the tank. We'll see how he does. And then the Chiefs, obviously, they're looking to get back in their third straight Super Bowl. Now, they didn't end the season the way they wanted to. That they didn't even score a touchdown in the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay. So they have a lot to prove too. They rebolstered their offensive line, adding guys like Orlando Brown via trade from the Baltimore Ravens. So they're saying, you know what, we would have won or at least scored if we had the right protection for Patrick Mahomes, and they didn't. So they have a lot to prove. Getting back to a third Super Bowl, that's hard to do. Not a lot of teams do that outside of like the Patriots, and recently it's only been the Patriots. So, and now the Chiefs are in that contention. That's the Bills. They made it to 3 straight Super Bowls and lost, right? So that's tough, but at least the Chiefs got one out of it. But this is going to be an exciting game. I think it's going to go back and forth. Whoever has the ball last, I think, is going to win this game. Because here's the thing, even though the Browns defense is good, the offense of the Chiefs is so potent that it kind of offsets it. And, you know, the Chiefs may score a lot of points, right? But it doesn't mean the Browns defense isn't that good. It's just sometimes better offense sometimes beats good defense. And the way Patrick Mahomes can spread the ball out, fling it everywhere from different angles, different spots from the pocket, it makes it hard, you know. And Baker Mayfield, you know, for all it's worth, you know, he does good in this offense just because, you know, the play action will be there because they're going to be able to run the football. The Chiefs defense is not, they're not an elite defense. They're like a bend don't break type of defense, which when you have an offense like that, you're good. You're good. You don't have to have a sensational defense. You know, and so this one definitely, this is a 125, excuse me, 425. So what, one Pacific, or excuse me, yeah, 125 Pacific Standard Time game. So for you guys on the West Coast, this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one. All right. Also, that same slot, the Packers and Saints. You know what? This one a couple years ago would have had the same luster, but to me, it doesn't really. This game was moved to Jacksonville because of the Hurricane Ida, you know, ravishing through New Orleans area. So you know, shout out to those people, man. Hope you guys are doing all right. So the Saints are technically the home team, but they're traveling to Jacksonville to play there. But the Packers are favorite. Aaron Rodgers versus Jameis Winston. That's a no-brainer. I mean, I don't think the Saints are going to be that good this year, to be honest with you. And I'm sorry for you, Who Dat Nation. You guys are probably not going to be that good. You got issues with Michael Thomas. He's not going to be in the lineup today. You let go Latavius Murray because you didn't want to pay him. So now Alvin Kamara really is the only back there, which I don't think that's good for him. Will Jameis Winston be terrible? No, but we still haven't seen him yet really protect the ball yet. And I know he's been in the system here now with Sean Payton, but is he still the same player? It's just too many unknowns. We know the Packers, for the most part, on roster wise, they're good. They're good. Now, did they do anything to be great? No, not really. But they have Aaron Rodgers, so for me, this one's easy. You know, I might tune in a little bit, but this one to me is not on my radar to really give it much attention. Even though I like Aaron Rodgers as a player, but I just don't think the Saints are where they used to be. And it's sad because, you know, they only got one Super Bowl out of that whole thing. I probably feel like they probably should have gotten more out of that, but they didn't. All right, this one's good. Dolphins and Patriots up in Gillette Stadium in northeast of the country. You look, Mac Jones gets the start. You know, they cut Cam Newton. You know, he's going on a podcast, you know, doing his thing. Dolphins coming in with Tua. This one, man, I don't know. Bill Belichick is great at messing with young quarterbacks. He has the defense to do it this year for sure. And it's crazy because the Patriots are favored in this game. You would think that they wouldn't be, which is crazy. Which I got to double check that. Is that right? It can't be right. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the Patriots are favorite. The Patriots are favorite. But I will say this: the Dolphins can go on the road and win this game. They absolutely can. You know, they have a great defense. When you have a great defense, especially when you play teams like the Patriots, you know, they keep you in games. It's going to boil down to Tua again, and this is what everyone's been talking about him when they talk about the Miami Dolphins. They're ready to go, but will Tua get them there? And you know, I'm not sure, but I think the defense will do enough. This one, you know, you can probably bet the Dolphins, you know, and maybe win a little bit of money just because, you know, they're underdogs, but I think they're like a respected underdog. Like I can easily see them going into Foxborough and winning this game. You know, Brian Flores going against his old predecessor. And honestly, he's one of the most successful predecessors Bill Belichick has had. You know, the Dolphins are a Super Bowl caliber team. They just don't have a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. But I'm definitely going to keep my eye on this game moving forward, just to see what happens with this one throughout the day. All right, Broncos and Giants. I don't know. Is there any word that Saquon is starting getting? You know, because last time I heard he was practicing last week, and this week getting some contact. I'm not sure if he is starting today. If he is, that's good for the Giants because they're going to need him. Here's the thing: the Broncos can rush the quarterback. The Giants' offensive line is not great. at all. Like Dave Gettleman, he went out and invested a lot in getting some receivers and stuff like that, but they did not invest in their offensive line. And you're going, luckily for them, it's a home game, right? But Von Miller, he's going to be looking to bounce back. The Bradley Chubb, the other guy, their defense, their secondary is is ridiculous. And Daniel Jones has a problem with turnovers. So he fumbles a lot, throws timely picks, untimely picks. So I can see why the Broncos would be favored in this game, and as they should be. Teddy Bridgewater is their quarterback. He's not going to go out and lose you a game. He's just going to manage the game for them, and I think their defense is going to get the job done. I would. This could be a low scoring game. This could be definitely a low scoring game, but one to watch out for. So, all right, we're almost done here. So the Sunday night game, Bears and at the Rams, SoFi. It's going to be electric because everyone loves the stadium. I think it's amazing as well. Questions here. The Bears, Andy Dalton, he's getting the start. And I get it, but I don't get it. Rams got Matthew Stafford. He's getting his first start in the LA Rams jersey. Their defense, their pass rush, Aaron Donald is going to be there. But going back to the Bears. For those of you who watch my show and follow me, you know that I'm big on just letting these guys, the young quarterbacks, go out and play. And I get it. You don't want to put Justin Fields up against an Aaron Donald first thing, and it might affect his confidence. I kind of disagree because I think that this kid has all the confidence. If you watched him, I've been watching him, on TV for quite some time. He was on a show called QB1. I think it's on Netflix now. It's a cocky kid, man. He's a cocky kid. I don't think his confidence will ever take a hit. I think, honestly, if the Patriots were willing to let Cam Newton go, and I think we can all agree Cam Newton's probably better, if not on the same level as Andy Dalton. And do we think Justin Fields is better than Mac Jones, Chicago Bears, and Matt Nagy? Just start the kid. If you're a Bears fan, you want to know what you got. This would be a good test, win or lose. If he holds himself up, he'll probably take some good hits because look, the Bears' offensive line is not good. It's not good, and Andy Dalton's not mobile. So we're gonna know early on in this game whether or not Andy Dalton's gonna get the job done, and we might see Justin Fields not tonight, but sooner than later. For me personally, if I'm the coach there, I'm starting him, and I gotta know what's up. And I'm not going to worry about his confidence because you know what? I think this kid is confident enough. He'll be able to bounce back. It's the National Football League. All right. I'm not going to like baby these guys because they're grown men, and I get it. But in this instance, Justin Fields, I think, adds a lot more pizzazz, or he just adds more to their offense than Andy Dalton does at this point. And as far as the Rams are concerned, a lot of people love them to be in the Super Bowl. I don't see it, man. I just don't see it. I think they're a good team. People talk about their defenses being just so awesome. I get it. Aaron Donald's a force. I get it. Jalen Ramsey. But outside of that, like, their secondary really isn't all that great either. And they lost some guys. So, I think we need to kind of pump the brakes on them a little bit. But we'll see. Sean McVay will figure something out on offense as he does. And is Matthew Stafford the guy there? Because now he left a situation in Detroit, and now he's here in LA, and now everyone's like, oh well, he's got talent now, which he does. He does have talent and better coaching, but is he still the guy? I don't know. But this one is definitely going to be one to watch tonight, because there's so many interesting questions that I need to have answered tonight. And will we get those answers? For the most part, I think we will. So, and the final game, which happens tomorrow night here where I live at in Las Vegas, right down the road, at Allegiant Stadium, the Ravens take on the Las Vegas Raiders in the Monday night game. And I'm going to probably be breaking this down a little bit more tonight when I get back on live for my next show. NFL primetime with me, Clutch Sports Talk. So make sure you want to tune into that. That's going to go on right before the Sunday night game. So literally right after those afternoon games are over, make sure you tune back in. I'm going to be recapping all the games, and we're going to be, we're just going to talk about stuff that happened throughout the day. So you don't want to miss out for that. So this one's fun. this one's fun. The Raiders are gonna that Allegiant Stadium is gonna be packed tomorrow. And the Ravens have a lot to prove too, and hopefully they don't get anybody else hurt. The way what 4 ACLs in like less than 2 weeks. Well, I don't know what the hell's going on down there. But like I said, I'll probably get more into detail with this game later on tonight after the afternoon games, right before the Sunday night game, between the Chicago Bears and the LA Rams. So, all right, here it is. The first clutch picks for week 1. Literally, I like the Seattle Seahawks at -2.5. I think they're going to go on the road. I think they're going to handle their business against the Colts. They're a good road team, and that's why I like them. I like Russell Wilson over Carson Wentz, and I think that's going to be the difference if Carson Wentz gets to start. And if it isn't Carson Wentz, Jacob Eason, yeah, I like Russell Wilson. The next game, I'm going to take the Washington football team at -1.5. I think this game's going to be tight. Justin Herbert's he's gonna get to the Washington football team's defense, but they're gonna get to him as well. It's gonna come down to the end, and I think the Washington football team is just their pass rush is just gonna be too much for him to handle. And Austin Eckler has a hamstring injury, so I'm not sure if he's gonna see much action today too. So that's something you want to look out for. But I like the Washington football team. And here's the one that's a laugher: Jags and Houston. I like Houston at home, man. +3.5. You're going up against a rookie head coach. You're going up against a rookie quarterback. Houston isn't that great of a team. Don't get me wrong, but I like their chances going up against 2 rookie individuals in the National Football League. This one might burn me, but I'm willing to step out on a limb because that's what I do. And then the last pick of the day, I got the over in the Kansas City and Cleveland Browns game just because I feel like this is just going to be a back and forth game. The Chiefs are going to put points up on the board, and in their last matchup, I believe, what was the score in that game? I'm looking it up right now. What was the last score in that game? It was 25. It was a 17. Was that right? No, that ain't right. Anyway, look, it's going to be a lot of points. I think offenses usually have the step on defenses in the first couple weeks. And obviously we know what the Chiefs can do, and the Browns can put up points too. I've seen them put up 20 plus points in some games. So I like the over in this game. So those are my picks of the week. I like to make it interesting. And I'm not disrespecting anybody, but a lot of people, they pick games, and that's cool, but they just pick winners and losers. I think it makes it a little bit more difficult when you start adding spreads and stuff like that. But like I said, no shame on them, no disrespect. This is just how I like to do it. So I'm going to track these this year, and we're going to know if I know what the hell I'm talking about. And if not, then I got to reconsider some things, right? So, but those are the picks. I'll keep it up here for just a couple of seconds. I got Seahawks -2.5, Washington football team to cover. The home road, the home underdogs taking the Jags, and I like the over in the Kansas City and the Browns game this afternoon. So that's where we're at. So we're just a little over an hour, 15 minutes before kickoff starts. So that's my show. That's my show for this morning. Thanks for guys for getting up and sharing this with me today, man. Make sure you come back tonight around let's see, whenever those last games are over. So like close to like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 4:30. I'm going to go on right before the Bears and the Rams game again. So 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. So 8:15, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'll be right back here with Clutch Sports Talk NFL Primetime, recapping all of the day's events and getting you guys ready for the Bears and Rams, and also talking about the Las Vegas Raiders and the Baltimore Ravens games tomorrow for Monday Night Football. So that's it. That's all I got, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope you guys learned some things. I appreciate everyone. Make sure you hit up my YouTube channel and subscribe and hit that notifications link, man. I really would appreciate that. But hey, go get your drink on, drink responsibly, get all the food, pull up in front of a couch, man. Good luck to all your teams today. Hopefully everybody it walks away happy. But hey, but we got football. NFL is back. I'm so excited. So until later on this afternoon and this evening, this is Clutch Sports Talk with me, Ryan Flowers. NFL Sunday morning. Never settle till the work is done. Enjoy week 1, guys. Peace.